Hey YouTube, what is going on? It is Jax here, back with another video. Today, well, we got 20 wins on the alt account this time. So, first video, I got 20 wins on my main account. Second video, we got 20 wins on my alt account. This time I went 20-0. Much better performance on my end, even though it is towards the end of the challenge, using this Pekka Bridgespam Rage Arrows Minions variation. So, it's pretty similar to Classic. For the most part, 5 cards are the same. And Minions are the same if you count Minions still to be in Classic. In my eyes, Classic is Mortar, Fireball, even though Minions is older. But we switched out the spells, Fireball, Zap for Arrows, Rage. Now, why did I do that? Well, there's a lot of Dark Goblin, Firecracker, small units where you need to be able to arrows them out of the way instead of having to fireball them in this challenge. And the Rage really helps you win some matchups that you shouldn't be winning because it's just like, it's so busted. Like, it just helps you get everything move faster. It makes the interactions a lot scarier for your opponent. It's one of those cards, man, that like, it's surprise factor. You just need this card to win some matchups. So we're in our first game here. Now, I'm going to go over quite a few games here. Today, we're playing we're playing against Goblin Giant Lightning Guards Bowler Fisherman. This matchup is insanely bad. Now, this deck kind of appeared towards the end of this challenge. I remember I faced and lost to the guy that created it, as far as I know. And then everybody started picking it up because it's great. It does super well against Pekkas. It does super well against, like, basically anything you can think of. And the Evo Goblin Giant is just really, really, really good at the moment. So this guy has bats as well. And so bats, I'm not sure where the bats really fit into this. But, I mean, maybe they work really well in other matchups. But we go ahead and rage his bats off the board there. Now, this matchup is atrocious, bro. Like, I can't even begin to describe how bad this matchup is for me, and I beat it twice in this challenge. The first guy completely sold. I faced this deck 2 times in a row, beat it twice in a row. The first guy completely sold. This game was a lot closer, so make sure you stay tuned for this and the rest of the game. Also, drop a like, thumbs up if you guys want. If you enjoy the video, I would really appreciate it. I mean, I'm not going to be uploading much more. Please don't get used to this upload schedule, guys. It's not going to stay like this. As soon as college starts again, which is like the second week of January, I'm back to being gone here. But I just love the 20-win challenge, and I've been really enjoying playing it, as well as I'm kind of having a little bit of fun with ladder. We'll see how that ends up being towards the end of the season, because some of the matchups are atrocious, but we'll see how it goes. I might upload one more video for ladder, but then after that, I will definitely be gone until at least the summer, if not longer. So we tanked this bowler here with a battle ram. That's cursed, guys. I know you know how cursed that is. That's like the most cursed thing ever. But it works because we get a little bit of a counter push. Like, that is a credible counter push in the other lane. And he's got to defend it, but then he starts going all in over here. And so I should have probably played the Ghost in the same lane. I just didn't want to give a Stein ability so much value, and I wanted to Ewiz the Fisherman, but we don't get the Ewiz down in time, so he just kind of lightnings the Bandit, which I thought was interesting, but it doesn't matter. The guards defend the Evo Pekka, which took so much damage that it's basically defenseless, and then the Fisherman kills the Ghost. Now, this Fisherman is close to the tower. I have to take my chance here. No guards. Stein is in hand, but the Stein isn't the best answer for a Pekka that's 2 feet away from the tower. So we go in, and so I thought he was going to have his guards back. I completely miscounted his cycle here, because he had the Goblin Stein 3-card cycle, but I was like, we have to get this Pekka to take the tower, and it does. So anticlimactic, because the Pekka just takes the tower on 1 HP. If we lose the Pekka, we lose the game. So we managed to catch the win. And oh my gosh, that was a close game against a really, really, really hard matchup. So this next game is against Danger Crown here. And Danger Crown is playing Mortar Goblinstein Fireball with a Cannoneer Tower. If you're playing Classic with Minions Poison or Fireball Zap or Magic Archer, bro, this matchup is genuinely impossible. Like, this might be like I would go as far to say like 98-2 matchup with Classic Pekka. Like, this matchup is genuinely almost unwinnable even with your Evos. It's ridiculous how good this matchup is. However, with Arrow's Rage, it does get a touch better. I still probably say, like, very, very, very good for the opponent here, but we have this Ewiz still alive, and I knew that Ewiz wasn't going to get hit by the ability, so I'm like, let's protect it. He still calls in the ability. I'm not really sure why. I guess tower damage or something, but because of the Cannoneer Tower, we get nothing out of it. We took a bunch of damage here, so my opponent decides to go in for a miner here, and so I want to react with my minions. I want to react with the minions because that gives us a little bit of counter push, and it's 3 for 3, and then he fireballs them. He puts himself down 4 elixir there, and I'm just like, Bro, why would you do that? And I know it's 4 elixir because he played that miner at 10. He'd been recuperating his elixir. Most players will play at 10 elixir. So I knew that he had 10 elixir in his hand. We went for the miner. I went for the minions. So Fireball puts him down 4. And I'm like, let's Pekka the back. You always Pekka the back up 4 elixir. That's an insane Pekka the back. And now I'm up 8 because I ignore this mortar and the Pekka's still practically full HP. So we just go with the ghost. And he still somehow has enough elixir for a Cannon Cart Goblinstein. I raged, hoping to catch bats. He didn't play them. He was pretty smart there not to play the bats. And we just lose the whole Pekka instantaneously, bro. The Cannoneer Tower and the Cannon Cart and the Stein, just so much damage. The Ghost was stuck behind the Pekka, didn't get much value at all. So he goes for a miner. Now, what I know is the Cannon Cart's going to pull up short to attack the bandit, so we can knock the Cannon Cart off its wheels. And the Goblinstein's electric pole is, like, really far back. So the minions aren't going to get hit. So we Pekka the back again. I know I'm still up elixir because he spends so much on that attack and stuff. Like it's a gut feeling elixir count there. I wasn't exactly sure, but I knew it and I was correct, but not correct enough because this guy has plenty of answers for everything. Bats is the bridge. This is generally good, but because of the mortar splashing, he could fireball if he needed to. He doesn't actually need to, but we go minions in the middle, trying to avoid the Goblinstein's arrow or the chain attack. We do not. The Goblinstein does do the chain attack either way. So he goes in for a miner here, and I Pekka the back thinking he wasn't going to miner. He pulled the trigger on that miner really late, but the Ghost is there doing work on the Cannon Cart and the Goblin Gang. So now I know, wait, okay, I don't have to defend that. I can just kind of go in for the battle ram. We have to take damage. Now's the point where I cannot take any more damage. But we had to take some damage there to try and even get a winnable push going. So minions split in the middle. Always a dangerous play because it's really not good for them to fireball that, especially with the Evo battle ram, which will stay up after hitting the mortar. It's not going to die. So Pekka kills the Goblin monster. And the bandit and barbs are coming in. However, he has a fireball. So we get some Ewa's damage, but we're not looking super hot here because we didn't get much damage here. And I have to respond to this scientist. Like, I can't even eat a scientist. This thing does, like, almost no damage, but I can't take any more. I gave up all the damage I could in earlier elixir modes, like earlier time in the game, to build up elixir pushes, and we were not able to do it. And so now we're looking good, though. We were able to tank for the mortar. We killed the scientist with the ghost, and we get our damage back for free. And because this Pekka is still up here walking up, minions come down as well. He's got to pop the ability. And so we got that 800 damage for free because we can definitely just, like, continue the defense here. Like, that's a fat Pekka. Like, honestly, a Cannon Cart and a scientist is a huge Pekka there. So we go bandit in the back just so that we don't bleed our elixir. And then we kind of go for a Pekka there all the way up at the bridge. Even though we're giving him fireball value, we needed to do this. And so bad miner here just gets murked by the Pekka. And the Cannon Cart's knocked off its shield. Or knocked off its wheels, sorry. So the Ewas does a great job there. And now we can kind of set up a little bit of a push without having to worry too much about a punishment. He can't really punish us right now. So I tried to slip this Evo Pekka in front, but it's like a minute late, bro. That Pekka was so late. But what it does do is it tanks. Only the scientist is now on those barbarians. So we just go for a little rage there. Evo Pekka is going to get some HP off this Cannon Cart. He tries to attack me, but it's not good enough here. The barb is on. We got a bunch of barb damage from the tanked barbarian, and now his tower's down to 229. However, that's not Arrow's rage range yet because of level 11. So bandit, the double bandits there, I don't even know how I got double bandits, but they knocked the Cannon Cart off its wheels. Now we can tank for this mortar. So Ghost does go back here. So I go for a rage here, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, crap. This mortar is on my tower. So I try an arrow so that we can get something up onto the mortar immediately. We fail to, and then he just fireballs the king tower. Like, this guy had more than enough elixir and options to defend that battle ram, I think, and he could have still won the game. But, I mean, I don't think he could win the game, so he just fireballs and we win. Good opposite lane pressure there to keep everything moving. But we catch the win against a very, very difficult matchup. Great stuff there. This next game is Asuna. Asuna is playing... I don't even know what Asuna's playing. It's like a really weird goblin-heavy bait deck, super spammy, and don't let that 3-0 you saw fool you. This game is a lot closer than you might think. So stay around, because this game came down to 1 or 2 interactions that went my way, and it turned out to be like a landslide because of it. If they had gone his way, we're cooked here. So Dark Goblin Fire Spirit. Not happy with that Ewas because you can definitely time it so the Fire Spirit dies and the Ewas can survive long enough to get a hit on the Cannoneer Tower. But notice again, Cannoneer Tower. This Cannoneer Tower is so annoying, guys. Oh my god. I hate the Cannoneer Tower. I hate it so much. It turns every matchup from... It makes it like 10% to 15% worse for Pekka because it just murks everything. The only way you get through a Cannoneer is with a big coherent push. So everything, like these minions with a Princess Tower, these still require some response. I mean, he plays the same response he should have with a Princess Tower, but like a Ghost requires much more response. A Bandit requires much more response. Like you can fully counter a Bandit with like an Ice Spirit. That's not, you can't really do that with a Princess Tower. You can counter it well, but you can't fully counter it. So Goblins too are also going to get such insane value because you see all that Ghost surround. They surround my Ghost, so my Ghost isn't the threatening presence that it usually is there. And so basically now I know we just have to survive until double. I know this guy has an Evo barrel, so I'm just going to try and arrows the side with the full HP Goblins, and we do. And then this is the greed they speak about in the Bible. I try and rage the 3 like low HP Goblins and then the Ice Spirit or the Fire Spirit, and we miss and we take damage from both of them. That should really teach you, just take care of business. That's something that I've really had to teach myself again, trying to come back to this game. Sometimes you don't want to be fancy with, you got to be fundamental, take care of business. But we've survived until double elixir, only taking about 800 damage, which is phenomenal. And we're going to take a little more here, actually. So maybe I should, okay, we hit double elixir, we've taken 1,000 damage. All right, 1,000 damage, Brawler gets a hit here, whatever. We've got coverage in both lanes. He can't attack until the minions and the bandit die. And so we can take this time to Pekka the back. We need to Pekka the back right now. This game is won off a big Pekka push. Only way. Especially because of Cannoneer Tower. Horrible rage. I don't even know. I wasn't sure if I wanted to rage, and then I did decide to rage, but Loki saves me because this Pekka's taking so much time. Now watch this. This is the best play I make here. Minion split. Pekka at the bridge, Evo Pekka. We have 2 Evo Pekkas and the minions stay behind both of them. Generational. This Evo cage, which is so annoying for me to deal with, is just going to die to the minions. Arrows come down. We knew we had to take out the Dark Goblin because this Evo Pekka is going to heal itself up. It's going to be enough. It's enough of a threat to where I need to focus on the Dark Goblin. And we just take both towers because of those great interactions. That minion split getting the new Pekka down won me the game, 100%. Without 2 Pekkas there, that does not go as well as it did. And we just actually clutched that game up, played so well in the double elixir. 3-0 victory, looking great. So we have a few more games. Now we're starting to get up in our wins here. So let's go against Hello World here. Hello World is playing this Recruits bait deck, but he's got Goblin Curse Rage. And you're going to see how this Goblin Curse Rage can really affect this matchup, because this matchup is usually really good. Like the Recruits bait deck is so nice because Evo Pekka just tarnishes this deck, and there's like no way to stop an Evo Battle Ram. Like if you get a tanked Evo Battle Ram in this matchup, you basically take their tower. Like as long as you formed your push correctly, you take their tower. So I start the game off with a Bandit. I wanted to see if he make first play. He didn't, so I Bandit. Usually safe. He plays the Recruits into them. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's minions the back so that they don't cross the bridge. They're going to get me a lot of value. Bang. Or he has the arrows. Goblin Curse Rage causes me to panic because 3 goblins raged up here on my tower. And he goes in for the Goblin Gang. So I'm like, I have to arrows that instantly. Otherwise, you lose the tower. Like you lose one, if not both of your towers if you try and save your arrows there. And so we do get cooked here. We have to take a bunch of Goblin Barrel damage and both wall breakers to the face. But we save our tower. It's got a little bit of HP left. And so things are looking decent here. Like, I knew going into this matchup, like, you always are going to take a bunch of damage in this matchup in single elixir. So I just wanted to be in a winnable position by double. And winnable position means you haven't lost both towers. Or maybe you've lost a tower, but your other's full HP. If you lose, like, a tower and a half, you're kind of cooked. But I springboard that Bandit because I know he doesn't have great ground options. And then I Pekka here because I know he's low on elixir. He's not going to be able to afford the Recruits immediately. You can see he's just now getting those Recruits ready in his hand. So I know this. And so I'm like, let's battle ram, because it's hard to kill 2 birds with 1 stone with Recruits. The Recruits are great for just answering a Pekka. The Recruits are not good when you have other things involved in the push. So he goes in for the Goblin Barrel, and I react to this pretty late, unfortunately, but we do get the arrows down, and we're going to get a bunch of damage. And I thought I took the tower, but the Recruit coming back and the Goblin Gang save his tower. Very clutch stuff for him here, because I still now need to focus resources, probably in arrows most likely, to take this tower later on, which is good for him because I need my arrows everywhere. So he protects the tower. Now, what I want to do is I just want to Bandit this, because what it's going to do is the Bandit should kill the monster before it takes my tower, and he'd have to pop ability. But he goes wall breakers anyway, so I'm just like, all right, screw it, dude. We're going to lose that tower. Let's try and start up a Pekka. If I can get this second tower while keeping my second tower alive, and we just have to arrows to win the game, we're looking really good, and this push is, like, amazing. So Evo Battle Ram, Evo Pekka, arrows in hand, Ghost up top. These Recruits get absolutely shredded. This push just dies. And so I spam the bridge. I really wanted to 3-crown him. This guy makes the correct decision to try and attack me again. He does have the scientist alive, so 3-card cycle. Now I'm like, wait, I need to defend, and then I need to stop him, but he overcommits here. And so now we could arrows, and we could take the second tower. The second tower could fall there, but we don't even need it because we get the 3-crown. And so very fun stuff there. I think we would have been okay though, because that push stalled so much HP. We could have continued spamming once we took the second tower, but we ended up just getting a 3-crown and walking away with a victory. So you can see like how hard it was for him to defend that Evo Pekka Evo Battle Ram push. Now, Oliver here is playing a Pekka Ram Rider variation with Lightning. No Goblin Stein, no Fisherman. This is really good, and no arrows. This is actually like a pretty good matchup. I would honestly go out on a limb and say it's in my favor. Maybe like 60-40, especially if you play it well, which the reason I'm showing you a good matchup is because this was a masterclass. Oh my gosh, I make 2 mistakes this entire game, I would say. Like, you could obviously nitpick and try and find more optimal placements, but in terms of, like, actual mistakes, like, I make 2, and they were all, like, relatively, like, calculated. They didn't cost me. They were the right mistakes to make. It was just a masterclass. Everything else was perfect about this game. So he goes, and we've spent 3 for 3 for 3 for 3. Like, we spent Bandit. I spent Bandit on a Ghost, and then he guards, and then I ghosted his guard, so he Pekkas because he doesn't have any more ground units left. And I'm like, okay, this is pretty chill. I'm worried about a Fisherman. I'm worried about a Goblin Stein, but he doesn't have either of those, but I don't know that yet. So he goes for this. Now, I'm expecting arrows here, so I just want to force out the arrows, honestly, so that we can kill the Pekka still, and I don't bleed out. But he rages, so I'm like, wait, does this guy, like, not have arrows? We go in for the Battle Ram knowing he doesn't have guards, and we arrows the Bomber. And so we arrows the Bomber, we kill the Royal Ghost, and we get the Battle Ram connection. This guy has no counter push, took a bunch of damage, and is not up all that much elixir. Though him having the Pekka in his hand is a little scary here. If he had decided to like Pekka with guards in hand, we might have been in a little bit of trouble, but I don't think we would have been in too much trouble. But he decides he wants to Ram Rider the back instead. Now, I think he was trying to see if I would play units and give him a good Lightning. I always do the anti-lightning placement on this kind of Ram Rider here just in case. Like, I don't like to play games like that, and so he was up high and just fully countered the Ram Rider there. He goes for the guards, and I'm like, wait. Iwa's Bandit, there's enough like damage coming in that I can rage and get a bunch of units on his tower. We don't save the Iwas though. He doesn't save himself with his zap, unfortunately, but we do get a like half HP raged bandit, which does a bunch of damage. Now, I attack him here because he doesn't have his ghost or his guards. And so now at this point, I'm pretty confident he doesn't have fisherman because he's played ghost and guards. I haven't seen all 8 of his cards, or I haven't really kept track, but I'm like, this defense should be really manageable. So we take 1 flying machine shot and then we Iwas. He goes for the rage, a little bit of an overcommit, but we're easily able to defend with the Iwas Bandit Ram Rider, or arrows, and we do get a counter-pushing Bandit, which forces out his guards. Now, the Pekka wins the fight over there, but it's too low HP to support. Like, he could easily just play a flying machine there, and we're kind of cooked. Now, I wanted to Pekka the back here. I'm not sure why I didn't Pekka the back, but it low-key works. We Pekka low, out of the way, and then we go for some minions on the flying machine, and at this point, I'm pretty confident he doesn't have arrows, so I'm just like, these minions are going to be a threat. These minions went from being the deadest card in my hand in that last matchup with Goblin Curse Rage to the best card in my deck right now. So now I know his Pekka's out of cycle, and I know that we can easily like break through because we just defended his push. And if I arrows this Bomber and Flying Machine first, and the Pekka kills the Ghost, Iwas kills the Flying Machine, we win the game. Instead, because I raged first, we get his tower to 760. And we're looking good though. Like at this point, I'm feeling on top of. I'm 18-0, or I think I'm 18. I think I'm 18-0 here. I'm feeling on top of the world. I know this guy doesn't have Stein, Fisherman. He doesn't have any of the good cards that beat me very easily anymore. And so I'm like, this is really good. And so he stacks the Flying Machine. He doesn't have a Pekka. Doesn't have an Evo Bomber. I'm like, let's go all out on the other lane. And so we go arrows and rage, and I miss the rage because I miss a guard and don't put it on my Pekka. This is the mistake I make here. And I should have also probably put an Iwas there, but then again, we're able to save our elixir and attack now. So I go battle him because he can't Pekka, so he has to go guards, and now he's really low because the minions are destroying everything. So he has to sack his Evo Bomber and just loses the game because he can't stop the bandit over there. He had to spend all of his ground units, and the minions just absolutely demolished him. Did really well there, and so now that brings us 19-0 to the 20th win. And so I was just like, please don't go 19-3, twin. Like, you're 19-0. You could actually put up like a generational 20-0 right here. Don't go 19-3. And so we're against Eric here. Now, Eric goes Dart Goblin at the bridge. I go Bandit to block it. Great reaction time there. And instead of cannon carding, he arrows. Now, I didn't know. I thought he had no ground units. Like, I thought he had like a Goblin Barrel and just wanted to like didn't want to waste his Goblin Barrel. I think he should have played a Cannon Cart. I don't think I would have been able to punish him for spending 3 for 5 there. I think it would have been fine still. But we end up getting 6 for 3 because of Dart Goblin arrows, and we get 400 damage. So that's like, you couldn't ask for a better start, especially against a deck like this. Like, against these log bait decks with recruits, you basically just have to understand that in single elixir, you're going to take a bunch of damage. So we let this Goblin Barrel happen because our Pekka is coming up to kill the Stein. We're up so much elixir right now. If you take a look now, we have a 2/3 HP Pekka, a full HP Battle Ram, and we have almost even elixir. That's basically like 9 elixir this guy has to defend worth of stuff I already have played, and we're even on elixir, so I spam him. I thought I could get away with this spam here. Credit to my man here, Eric. He pulls out a defense. Was not expecting him to get this defense off. So I go for a bandit here. I forgot he had a goblin gang, so I was trying to get out a Dart Goblin here or the Cannon Cart just so the Cannon Cart wouldn't be used later on against me. But he goes for a Goblin gang, which is even better because now we have the gang out, and so the gang is a decent counter to the Ghost. You can split it in the middle, but now he has no good answers to the Ghost, and so he has to play a Cannon Cart. And so here I could Pekka it, but then I'm like, wait, if I Pekka it, I'm low on elixir for a Goblin Barrel, and then he could get a nice Dart Goblin off. The Pekka's not going to get any value. He's going to kill the Cannon Cart. I might be able to arrows at 0, but we're not going to get anything out of it. And I want to save my arrows. Maybe I can arrow a Dart Goblin here. So we use the Battle Ram because the Battle Ram will die and spawn out the Barbarians. And now he goes for the Dart Goblin. We're able to quickly arrows it, and we're able to get the Ewiz damage. So because we set our goal on getting counter push there, we're able to get a huge amount of damage in return for it. And now I'm up 800 damage in double elixir with both of my Evos coming up. You could not ask for a better position. If you told me to dream up the best position in Clash Royale in this meta, I would tell you the position I'm currently in right now against this specific deck. Like, you can't get me better than this. And 19-0, I was feeling it. I was like, yes, dude, great. So Evo Pekka. Evo Pekka does so much work even against these recruits because it's going to get its HP back. So we was on the left trying to get some value out of the Evo Pekka, kill the recruits, keep it pretty high on HP. And I double Pekka here and just have to eat the Goblin Barrel and late arrows. So now I don't have any arrows to support these 2 Pekkas here. And he's got a bunch of ranged units that are just murking the Pekkas. So I waste 2 Pekkas there. I should not have Pekka'd, but I think I didn't have a great option there either way. I overestimated how good the position was, and I spammed. I just spammed there thinking I was just going to instantly win the game no matter what I did. We go for the minions here. He goes for a Goblin gang. We just wanted to DPS down. What I wanted to do here was make it so that I had 1 lane to deal with. I end up playing the worst arrows ever, and we just need this bandit to dash and kill the scientist here. We have to take damage, and so now this guy's brought it back. Both lanes are looking kind of weak, but we do have both of our Evos in hand still again. We got a new Evo Pekka, and we were able to keep the Evo Battle Ram. So I want to kill this Cannon Cart. No Cannon Cart, no punish, and he wastes the arrow. So now he can't recruits immediately. You can see he would have had 7 if he didn't play the recruits. So now I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and just Evo Battle Ram the back. Evo Battle Ram is so hard to defend. Evo Pekka, there's almost no way this guy stops it. Because he can play the recruits, but then he doesn't have enough to actually stop the Evo Battle Ram, which doesn't die to the cannon, doesn't break. And he even misses the cannon, so the Evo Battle Ram just comes in, takes it, and we walk away with 20 wins there. Just phenomenal stuff. Great 20 wins, great 20-0. I know this is late, but this is also the deck that I'm going to be playing on ladder. So if you guys want help with matchups on ladder, you might be seeing matchups like these if you play against meta decks. So it's always worth it to understand what you're going to be facing. And this is easy my favorite version of Pekka. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Happy holidays. This will probably come out late Christmas Day. So hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, week, year. I'll see you all later on. Peace out.